The deal is, I'm going to give you a blast from the past, man. A lot of people want to know, you might not want to know, but people ask me, how did you get so good at English, man? And just the English language and grammar and all of that stuff. Well, when I was 13 to 15, I credit my English skills to one guy and my passion for English. It was a guy out of Portland, Oregon named Ryan. I forgot his last name, but we used to call him Thrill Seeker Flip. And I met him online, man. He was an online friend. I met him in the year 2003. And I think I met him from a video game that I used to play back then called, either it was from Counter-Strike or Unreal Tournament 2003. And I was a part of a clan, some guys that I met on the internet. They were probably just as young as I was. And somehow I bumped into this dude that was about 8 years older named Flip, Thrill Seeker Flip. This is back during the AOL Instant Messenger days, back when people used to join community web forums instead of social media. Social media didn't exist. It was this, if you wanted to deal with a group of people, you joined a forum, bulletin board, whatever, like a Reddit. But there was no Reddit back then. So I met Flip. Flip was from Portland, Oregon. He was a really, really cool dude. I think I was like 13. He was probably like 20. And we were into, and you know, at the time, I don't even think he realized I was that young. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I can imagine that my grammar back then couldn't have been that good. So he had to, unless he just thought I was bad at, an older guy that was bad at typing. But he was cool, man. And Flip actually was in law school when I met him. Well, he soon went to law school, right? And what I would do is, I would actually, like my mom was in college at that point in 2003, 2004 when I was 13. So Flip, he was a wizard with the grammar, man. I mean, he was so amazing at writing and stuff like that. And he was in law school. So what I would do is I would say, Flip, I need you to help me. You know, my mom wants me, because back then, that's when I got into the college game and I was writing papers for people. About 14 years old, I'm making money about $300 a paper, you know. I'm writing paper for college students, right? But I started doing that because Flip helped me with my mom's paper. My mom needed some help writing the paper, so I consulted Flip, and I'm like, yo, could you give me some advice on what to say? I need to write a paragraph about what I think I deserve, what my mom thinks she deserves on this paper. So Flip was like, I think I remember some of it. He was like, it was just beautiful, man. It was, I think that I deserve an A or perhaps an A plus conclusively. And it was just this great spiel, man. And just, he kind of helped me become a wizard with the language, man, because I would go, because he liked it. I was like, yo, could you help me write this paper? Then, and boom. And then me and Flip actually started, like when it was, man, Flip got me into trance music. The Thrill Seekers, that's actually a group. You know, Ferry Corsten, DJ Tiesto, Armin van Buuren, all that kind of stuff. He got me into trip hop. You know what I mean? Massive Attack, all of that. He got me into all of that. And he helped me with my grammar, man, because Flip was so intelligent, man. And he was a rich kid who came from a very rich place in Oregon. I think his dad lived in a place called Lake Oswego, which is like, you know, he's from Portland, but his pops had like a cabin in Lake Oswego. He was a millionaire. Flip was in law school. And I lost contact with Flip when I was about maybe like 16. But he was my online video game friend. And that transitioned into him teaching me how to write essays and stuff like that for my mom. And then that transitioned into me being so ill and so crazy with the grammar that I was able to actually charge $300 per paper to the students that my mom, you know, the students. I was writing papers for them, getting them A pluses. And I credit Flip with that because Flip, I was so impressed by the way he typed. You know, I never met Flip in real life. We video chatted and stuff like that. And like I said, our friendship was based on the video games. And that's what the internet did for me, man. As a young man at 12, 13, 14, it opened up a world for me. And that's what primed me for the punk rock world. After meeting Flip from Oregon, Thrill Seeker Flip, Ryan, after meeting him online and playing video games with him for a few years and him teaching me how to be a good writer, that primed me, that kind of gave me experience with white people, right? So after that, when I'm like 16, 15, 16, now I'm ready for the punk rock world because I'm already aware of the fact that there's a white world out there. There's a white world that I really need to tap into. And I don't mean no disrespect, but Flip opened my eyes to that. I mean, Flip was the man. I used to design websites back then, Dragon Ball Z fan sites. I used to charge people money to watch episodes. Flip knew how to design all these different scripts. Flip knew HTML. Flip knew PHP. Flip knew everything, man. Like, Flip knew C++. He knew all of these programming languages. He knew how to web design. I mean, Flip was an ill dude, man. And I always said, man, I wish I could meet him, man, because believe it or not, we developed a brotherhood on the internet, man. A brotherhood. I'm a black dude from the hood, and he's this white kid from Lake Oswego, Oregon, man. And he taught me about trance, trip hop. I mean, he kind of helped me become who I am. And I don't even think he realizes that because I used to look up to him, man. Like, Flip would send me pictures of his new car, his house, his cabin, and he was so laid back with it. I mean, this guy was in law school, and he was like, yo, man, you know, it's all good. It was just a humble dude. I'm like, Flip, you got this, that, you rich, man. And he was cool, man. Like I said, it was my first white friend. I met him online through the video game community, and we had a bond for like 4 to 5 years. And then we just gradually lost contact with each other as I started getting older and gravitating away from the internet. But that was a period of my youth when I was like in middle school. When I met Flip, I moved out the hood and came kind of to a suburban community. And when I say suburban, I mean a neighborhood like this. This is the suburbs. When I say suburbs, I mean a community like this, which really is a normal community. You understand? Houses like that. That's what I mean by the suburbs. So when I moved to this community, Flip, I didn't have any friends because I didn't know any of these kids. So I kind of reverted to the internet. And Flip, man, that was the dude that kind of helped me grow. And I would say if I never encountered Flip, I probably would be in jail, dead, or whatever. Flip was the one who switched that light on in my mind, And, I'll always be grateful to him because he taught me so much stuff, man. So much stuff. I mean, I was already designing websites and I was already into Photoshop and all that stuff. But when I met Flip, he just kind of took me to the next level. Flip made me want to be an expert writer. I wanted to learn all these big words. I wanted to speak like him. And I just looked up to him, man. And I was like, man, this dude is official. You know what I mean? So shout out to my boy Flip, Ryan. I forgot his last name. He was so ill. Like back then, AOL Instant Messenger days, he used to be able to hack into the system and come up with these weird AOL screen names. One of his names was like 3 letters, QT3. And he gave me one of those AIM names. Mine was like BQ1. And it was ill because everybody else had long names. And here we are, QD3, BD1. I mean, Flip was a hacker. He was an awesome dude, man. And at 13, I could have ran across a pedophile that wanted to take advantage of me. But I was smarter than that. And luckily, I ran across a solid dude from Oregon who just, we played video games and we developed an online bond. And like I said, man, I wish I can bump into Flip, man. It'd be cool to see where he's at, man. I remember, I'm going to close it out with this. I remember Flip sent me a picture. This is how long ago this was. Flip sent me a picture. He got a Ford Escape and he was like, my dad bought me this for like a gift because I just passed the LSAT. And he taught me what the LSAT was, the process of taking that. You take that. Then you go to law school, then take the bar. So he passed his LSAT, and his pops bought him a brand new 2005 Ford Escape. And he sent me a picture of it. Digital camera, of course, back in those days. No phones took pictures. So he took the picture, sent it to me, and I still got that picture in my email. And it was like, and then Gmail came out. So that's why, Flip and me, we when Gmail first came out, we were like, yo, let's make a whole bunch of emails because years from now, they're going to be valuable. So I was actually able to make Devastate, DEVAST8, Sabotage, which is my old gamer tag. I got sabotage@gmail.com, devastate@gmail.com. He got QD3@gmail.com. I think I got sensei@gmail.com. I had all of these Gmail names because when Gmail first came out, the day it came out, Flip told me, yo, let's make as many names as we can because years from now, this is going to be valuable. And I actually ended up making a few $1,000s selling Gmail names. I sold Devastate, DEVAST8. I sold React, react@gmail.com. React. I sold a whole bunch of them, and I made good money. And yeah, Flip put me on to that. So peace to Flip, man.